My name is Teresa Blackwood. I reside in Ballard, New Jersey. And Don brought something here last night. And I said I wasn't getting attached. And so that's... It's tiny. So it's 4 weeks old. There's no name yet. And you wanna go? It's been meowing for like the longest time. About the last hour. There it goes. And come here, little kitty. Oh, I can't call her little kitty. My cat's name is Little Kitty. Come here. So I wasn't going to get attached, and I was going to keep her in the... Looks like it's like a pop-up thing. And it looks like a dog, like a big dog size. Hold on a second. I got something in my eye. So, and of course I can't keep it in there. I opened it. She's walking around like meowing her head off for the last hour. She was just calm, but I moved her. Come here. Come here, you can lay here. Now she wants to get down. Come here. Alright, she's trying to get down. I should let her climb down so she can climb up and down. Let her do it by herself. Oh, she did it. She made it. Okay. So, move, cat. So, yeah. And I'm not too happy about it at all, but apparently he wouldn't tell me the story at first, so he was like giving me half messages, which is a thing that he does, where he just, it's like I gotta pull out like what he's talking about, and he gives like these impressions that's like, you know, I was like, you just give me the basic detail, like in a couple seconds, you know, whatever. And so he says, oh, I got it from a drug addict. I'm like, are you serious? So I start flipping out, right? I'm sitting there talking about COVID-19 and stuff. And I'm just like, well, I don't know. You just brought something in here. You don't even know who it's from, right? Because I'm asking him, like, did you know them and all this other stuff? He didn't answer. Okay, this is what he does. And, just go in there. So... that's what he left it at. So he said he went to work or whatever. And then usually they just like stop at a store or something. So he just gave all these wrong impressions of he just got it from some drug addict at a store or something like that. And so I'm like, so, you know, so I'm asking more and more details. I'm like, you can't just bring something in here. Because he knows, like, you know, I freak out. It's like, you're not supposed to be in contact with anybody or what have you. He ain't gonna tell me, but apparently him and a nursery owner did a work for somebody they knew. And it was like their daughter's boyfriend. And apparently it was their boyfriend. And that's what he said about them. So, you know, that's not what he said. But I was freaking out. So I didn't know who it was. I'm like, so you just like pick this, you just got a kitten from like some stranger or whatever. So then it took him a while to sit there and respond, because I'm like, well, you gotta wipe down the the container or whatever, you gotta wipe all that down with Lysol or something. And he's like, the kitten? I'm like, no, not the kitten. Obviously, it's the container. He's like, oh, well, I bought the container. Now, this is like 20, 30 minutes after going through all this, trying to get information or whatever. And, it just ran across the floor. It's trying to play. And be like, okay. So, you know, so apparently, I'm like, so they gave it to you? Like, I'm trying to get information. This is like a constant. Like, I can't ever get information out of him. And he's like, no, it was just sitting there. I was like, where? It was like inside or outside? He's like, it was outside, sitting by itself over in the corner or something. So they wanted me to take some kittens or something. And it was just like, no, you can't do this. Like, I just had a cat die, which was really terrible. Because it used to be my cat. This cat, like, just followed me everywhere, and he stole the cat. And got separated from my cat, and, he stole my cat, imprisoned my cat, and the cat's never been, like, happy again, ever. The cat was, like, you know, little Miss Prissy prancing down the street, or what have you, and, you know, little snobby cat, or what have you, and, she was, like a medium long hair, like, calico. And so she was in shock, by the way, and he took my cat, and she went into shock, and she's never been the same again. So and she eventually got, like, had a stroke, I think, or something, and I was freaking out. I'm like, you're taking my cat to, you know, the hospital or what have you, if you take it to the hospital. I freaked out so many times, so eventually, like, down the road, like, long down the road, when she was, like, getting worse, and there and takes her to the hospital, so she's been to the vet hospital for, like, 10 times in the last, like, year or so, or what have you, and medication and stuff, and it was really, really terrible. And it was really, really sad. And so she just died like a week ago. And so the thing is like, he just, like, gets another kitten, and he's like, oh, I missed the other cat. I think that's not how it works. It's not how you do it. And so I said, I'm not touching this cat. I'm not going to touch this cat. The thing is, I'm an animal lover, so that's an issue, right? And I used to be, like, you know, the animal, you know, saver in my neighborhood as a teenager or what have you. So, you know, and I didn't feed him, like, cat food or whatever. I gave him my food. I hardly had any food at the time or whatever I did. But the thing is that, come here, little kitty. Oh, I can't call her little kitty. That's what I did to the other cat, and I just named her Little Kitty. Because I was trying not to get attached to that cat either. Because Don told my children they can have them to undermine me, because I'm like, they're not going to take care of these cats. They can't have them. No, we cannot take care of these cats. Or whatever. So he did it just to undermine me, or whatever, to make me look like a bad person, or what have you, like try to do, or whatever. And you know, he didn't even like cats. He never even, like, paid any mind to, like, the cats or anything. So this cat is also very scared of this little tiny 4-week-old kitten, my cat. I have my cat in another video, the black cat. She's terrified. She's still hiding. She's probably back in the cabinet, in the kitchen, in the cabinet. She's terrified of this little kitten. Now, the thing is, the other cat that Don stole from me, right? And that cat used to bully this cat that wound up adopting me, the black one, named Little Kitty. So, yes, so my cat that he stole, and basically got her, like, attached to him, she always tried to get to the other cat, but was scared of her. She would freak out at first. And And they would like freak out, like try to separate the cats. And like, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to, growl, groan, whatever, do the kiss, what have you, and you gotta have them get used to each other, whatever. So they interfered with the natural happening of the cats, getting along or what have you. So they wouldn't listen to me. So what happened was the cat wound up skittish, afraid of the other cat all the time. And the cat that used to be my cat, she wound up bullying the other cat. Like, I mean, she didn't hurt her or ever attack her, but I mean, she would just walk by, hiss at her, and then like there was another cat. We weren't supposed to have that cat either. It was supposed to go on a farm or what have you, and we had to put it on the farm because it wouldn't go to the bathroom in a regular place, and it was really terrible. So we couldn't keep it here, and but she would just go up, she would just sit right in front of the cat. The other one wasn't skittish about the other cat, right? And he would just sit there and watch her go by, and she would just sit there, like sit down, look over at him, and smack him across the face in a still mode. It was like the weirdest thing. So with the black cat, that I didn't want them to have because they weren't going to take care of him, they never did. So the cat went up to dad adopting me. Wound up waking up with the cat laying on my back or what have you, because I wasn't going to get attached to this cat. But so I did, and because I'm the only one that was going to love the cat, so that happened that way, even though it was a while after. So it went from my son, who basically wanted to keep the cat, and then it went from, since she neglected it too, because she was hardly here, but wound up becoming her cat. So the thing is, it was wound up trying to attach itself to me, but it was like between both of us, and then she don't live here, so the cat wound up attaching himself to me, like really, really close, and so I had to change her behavior, but she still had behavior to the other cat, who would just walk by and freak out. I mean, the cat wouldn't even touch her, and she would walk by, hiss at her, and she's like, like she was being killed, and she wasn't even touched. So she would freak out. Now, so the cat died, and he bought this kitten in here and then put her in her face, which was a bad idea. I wasn't know he was going to do that. It shouldn't have happened like that. So she's been freaked out ever since. Like, her eyes, keeps giving this looks like she's like her top of her eyelids are going straight, like she's angry. Like, I never seen her have this look on her. Like, I'm not the type of person, like, cats are thinking this or whatever. I mean, I do that playfully sometimes or whatever, but because Don goes around like, oh well, they want that or with that or what have you. I said, like, learn their behavior. This is what they do for that, this is what they do for that, or what have you. I said, cats don't think like that, So the thing is that I said, they don't communicate like people. So the thing is, I've never seen her look like this, and she's like looking, like, I mean, the top of her eyelids like are going straight, and she's giving this look like, and I'm like, I mean, I don't like putting words in animals' mouths or whatever, but it's almost like the same reaction. She even looked at him, because he was holding the kitten, looked at him at the same thing, and like never looked at him like before. She was just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never seen her do that before. The thing is, I had the same reaction when he came in, and I'm like, no, we're not, no. Because I'm like, it's going to alter my brain. I have to adapt this, because everything comes in your environment. You have to adapt your brain or whatever to accept something or be attached to something that's in the environment and revolve around this or that or whatever. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this, and I'm not going through another cat dying, and I'm not going to go through all this or what have you. No. More cat litters or what have you. I have to wait for this cat to end their life or what have you. Yes. I have to go through this cat dying. I've already had, like, a cat get run over, a cat get ate by a dog, a kitten, really terrible. a cat. I mean, I've been through like cat deaths, like it being squashed under a chair because it was under a chair and somebody sat on it. Um, you know, a cat being hit by a car, a dog getting hit by a car, a dog like hanging itself over the fence, and that was when I was a child, because they kept them over the fence, and they got like a chain, this very long chain. It was a very big yard, so they can roam from like all around the yard or what have you. When they wound up like jumping over a fence, it was a terrible childhood tragedy. So I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't handle this, you know. No. So you know, I'm I'm done. I guess I'm not done. I'm done. I can't do this no more. I can't handle it. Like, I almost ran into like something. I don't know what it was, but like, I mean, when my cat Frisbee died, I named it Frisbee because I saved it because somebody threw it out the door like a Frisbee and actually went with his paws out like or whatever. Yes, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You know. So, and I saved that cat or whatever, and that's how I want to. I don't, domesticated animals. I don't know about that. I think it's always been a problem or what have you. But you know, you encounter these things like you're rescuing these animals and stuff. You get caught up in that, and you know, I saved Katie, I was like, no, you know, a cat had kittens, and I don't know, the cat disappeared. Oh, and I had another cat, wound up getting this cat, who a neighbor poisoned. They even threatened to poison them, and they wound up being basically, under, the house, like, indicate like I think I know where he's. They didn't even believe me. I said, he's under there. He's under there. There was a smell, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I said, it's Caesar. I know it is, and so it's really terrible. Um, you know, like I can get attached to like I love animals and. I'm not. Come here. What are you doing? She's like. Yeah, my cord's there for my laptop. What do you got? That's my cord. Move that. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got yourself a little corner here, huh? So, oh. So, yeah. I was sitting on the couch and my cords were like across the floor. And I have my laptop popped up on a pillow here. So she's in the corner right below me. That's a blanket I sit on, so because you know, we sweat. Like if I sit there and like I put my hand like, you know, on my laptop like this, like we automatically sweat. You may not know that, but we do. We also often like shed skin, everything we touch and things like that. So I sit here in the corner a lot, so I have to put a blanket here so I don't like, you know, it's a dark couch, so I don't, I have a little couch vacuum, so what I do is I just put a blanket here, so you know, so I put a blanket here, so you know, I sit on the blanket, you know, and it basically preserves my couch and from, you know, skin shedding or whatever the case may be, and just wash the blanket is what I do. It's kind of crunched up though right now. I sit there and move it over. Yeah, but it's kind of like it's like I always have like couch blankets or whatever, so it's kind of like you know, I got this blanket and she's like laying on it down there. So yeah, I'm gonna this is the thing. I'm a very very oh, I think she ran over there. I'm a very I'm just gonna end with that.